Hi, good evening, and these are the answers for Jean-Paul. Thank you, Jean-Paul, for writing in, and I'm super excited to answer your questions. So, okay. So thank you very much for agreeing to do for asking me these questions. I'm just as delighted and glad as you are to be answering your questions. What did you like about the storyline and your role in Sacred Games? So, it was really funny because I was never handed, a script. I didn't really have a detailed, written synopsis or a situation where I could consider this role and I could mull over it and, dwell upon this thought whether I'm going to do it or not do it or any of this stuff, right? I was a last minute casting, so I was one of those last, feathers in the in the cap or in the hat. I don't know, whatever's the right thing to say. But that was pretty much my story. Um, so more than the casting process, there was this conversation that I had with Anurag, and Anurag is the director of the show. And with the kind of love and gravitas he spoke about Cuckoo, I think that is what thoroughly blew my mind. There was so much love in there for this human being. You know, she was she was not reduced to being reprimanded for being who she is. She was loved, she was revered, she was somebody who commanded respect and love, and she got it back in return. And that is what I loved about Cuckoo in that narration. And this is the call during which I got my confirmation. So it was literally before he said yes to me, he narrated how beautiful Cuckoo was. And he spoke about her with so much love and spoke about her with so much respect that for me, and he kept saying, she's important. She's important. And that is what caught my attention. And that's why I did this part. And that's why I did this role. How was the filming of Sacred Games? It was extremely casual, super fun, very, very easy, because Anurag is an impulsive director to work with. So you can never come too prepared to deliver your lines to him. And God forbid, if you've prepared, then he will make sure that he doesn't do that scene with you and he'll do something else. So for me, it was just a lot of laughter. And considering that it had so many sex scenes, I think it was a lust affair that I had with Nawaz, and it was fantastic. And Anurag, for me, I think is a director who will spoil you because I'm somebody who comes from the live event background. So I receive instant gratification with what I do. So as an anchor, if I've cracked a good joke, then I immediately, receive laughter back in return. And in the same breath, if I am, a good host, then I would, gather the same kind of applause, but it's immediate gratification, you know. And then that's the same kind of experience one goes through when they're working with Anurag, because he can't contain his joy when he's got a good scene. And he will just jump up in the air and, he'll come up to you and he'll hug you and he'll tell you, wow, that was magic for me. And he'll tell everybody around, that's what she did and that's what made that scene. She's so good or he's so good. And even if you hate it, you would be like, yeah, that is great. So you're constantly battling, your sensibilities of a serious actor versus his child like carefree behavior. And that is what made Sacred Games such a fun experience for every one of us. I did not understand the gravitas of the show until it released. Really. Like my phone has not stopped ringing since the fifth hour of content that we've churned out because that's how far I lead into the show. And it is safe to say that it has changed the trajectory of my career. You will be seen in Gully Boy, which releases on the 14th of Feb. What's your role in this movie and the storyline? So, Gully Boy is going to be yet another historic movie when it comes to the R&B space and the way that music is treated in our country. So imagine writing a whole film on that community. And I would have only thought that Zoya Akhtar would take that kind of a leap of faith and do something like this. It was fantastic to work with Ranveer because Ranveer is somebody who is the master of all trades, and he can do anything and everything with absolute ease. And he's not shy about complete exposure of who he is, which is beautiful. It's such a grand quality for one to have. Uh, but I, as a character, have a very small part. In fact, I play a guest appearance, so I actually play an anchor in that particular film. And I had a lot of fun because I got to work with a great crew. I got to work with great artists. It was nothing short of a big party for 4 days, and I just loved every second of it. I'm just excited to be a part of that one tiny uh, moment of the film that, according to me, is going to be one of the greatest films of next year. Where is it filming? No, it's already filmed. It's over. It's in edit right now. And I think the editing is also pretty much over. And now they're on holiday. So they're going to figure this out. And then finally the whole film will get corrected. And then it's up for release. You are an actress, but also a model and a TV host. Are they complementary? What do they bring you? So I've never considered myself to be a model. I thought I would make the shittiest model on earth, and that is true. But I take a lot of pride and joy in saying that I'm a good anchor, and I think I'm a phenomenal anchor because I think in reality and honesty, I don't really bring anything that's my alter ego to stage. I actually just bring me, but a exponential version of me when I'm on stage. I absolutely adore being on stage. And as I mentioned, it's instant gratification. It's quick thinking. It's laughter. It's great money. And I'm not going to like not say that. Uh, it keeps you busy. It keeps your mind occupied. But as an actor, I think you get to do what you would never do as Kubbra, which is why I enjoy this process of acting so much. I mean, there are so many things that my body is, or my mannerisms of who I am, carry forward as a character, but I'm truly playing someone else with absolute integrity and honesty. So to be able to work with directors who know exactly how much of the character they want and how much of you they want is a miracle. And I think that's absolutely stunning. And it divides these two professions. Also, the other difference for me is that as an actor, you can become famous, but as an anchor, you will gain popularity. And since I've gained popularity on one end, I'm super happy to now explore the fame that might come uh, or that has come with absolute modesty with the acting career. But I just know that this is the beginning, and I'm excited about that. What role would you like to play and what kind of film? Uh, it's interesting because I never really asked myself if I could ever play Cuckoo, or I could never go seeking for Cuckoo. But I think it's opened up so many doors for me that today I'm just sitting, you know, and waiting for excitement to come to me, and then I can pick and choose. But I will be more, uh, you know, wary about the decisions I make. So now I actually have like a secret wish list of people maybe who I want to work with. And if they call me even for a scene, I would do it. But in the same breath, there are new people, there are great writers, there are new directors exploring the craft. And if I get the opportunity to work, in a project like that, which allows me to bring more than who I am and a lot more of somebody else on a plate, I think I would be super excited. But I think it would be interesting to actually play, I don't know. I would like to see myself in a uniform, maybe. Actually, my director put that in my head today. Yeah, I'd like to play a cop or basically a human being in authority. I think that would be interesting. I'd like to see myself in a uniform. That would be interesting. What is your next challenge? So I have a fantastic show that I'm working on right now. I'm super excited about it. I've already shot for about 2 weeks and then I'm super excited. It has a great lineup of, co-actors. It's a lot of fun. I'm super excited about it. It's on another OTT platform. Um, it's basically one of the most spoken of cases in the country. It's actually one of the most, what do you say, path-breaking case or a milestone case or a landmark case where the jury system in India came to an end or was abolished. It's called the Nanavati case. So I'm actually working on that right now. And there are really just two people, in that case to make it work. So I'm one of those characters, and the story is so beautiful, and the story is so real that it's heartbreaking. And I'm so excited to be a part of that. But I cry a lot, so I'm enjoying the whole crying bit. I'm not a crier. No, I'm a crier. No, I am a crier, but I don't cry so much like in public as much as I've cried like in this show. So I'm quite excited about it. Do you wish to add something? Two things actually. Jean, I would like you to please spell my name as Kubbra and not Kubra. Um, and that's like really a trivial thing that I want you to like kind of consider in your interview. And the second thing that maybe I would like to add is that, um, for me, this is just the beginning of too many incredible moments that I'm going to experience. But I think there can never be another first. So I'm going to make sure that I celebrate Sacred Games for a very long time to come. Although it's going to be time when one day I'll have to break out of it and do something else and be recognized as someone else. But until then, I think I'm so happy and so excited to share this joy with everyone who reads these interviews, who reaches out to me and gives me personal comments, or who watches, YouTube channels to like, I think it's just, I think it's just fabulous. So I'd like to thank all those people who've given me so much love and, you know, even gone on to searching and finding out who I was. That this is a fabulous new change in my life. So thank you. Thank you, everybody, for doing that for me. And thank you, Jean-Paul, for reaching out. This was a fun interview to give. I like how your questions are not stereotypical, and I had a lot of fun answering them. Cheers and have a good evening. Bye-bye.